Hello Libra, I'm Poetic Heretic, and this is your May 2017 Tarot Forecast. Now I am doing something a little different this month. I am going to shuffle the cards right on camera and just read them like that and see how that goes, and if it goes well, I will continue to do it this way in the future. So let us begin. So first I like to just make sure the cards are mixed up like this before I really shuffle them. Make sure they're really nice and mixed up so we get an accurate reading. So, we would like a Celtic cross forecast for the sign of Libra for the month of May 2017. Let us see what we get. A Celtic cross forecast for the sign of Libra for the month of May 2017. Not quite yet, you guys. What deep spiritual insight does the universe have for Libra? And there that is happening again. For May 2017, what deep spiritual insight does the universe have for Libra? They look nice and ready. Now see, I always shuffle the cards until I'm sure that they're ready. So I want to make sure that we get something that is accurate here. That's what always works for me. So, outside influences. The Nine of Swords reversed. Ooh, sanity returns. Feeling better right off the bat. The Challenge card. The Five of Pentacles reversed. Also a card about feeling better. Interesting. The Underlying Energy. The Lovers reversed. Very nice. The Past and issues you've had to deal with. The Moon reversed. Another card about, well, in this case we're talking like the end of fantasy and false belief. Fascinating. What you hope to achieve. The Two of Pentacles reversed. The near future, the Page of Cups. This is interesting. It's like there's this improvement here. Something is ending or about to end, and now something is about to begin. And it might even have to do with love or some new creative experience. Let's see what else we get. Your attitude or position. The Three of Pentacles reversed. So let's see, this could have you feeling almost like your work life is monotonous. Hate to break it to you, but that is often what this card talks about, is like dullness and monotony, and not having like an appreciation for art and stuff like that. But you know, we haven't seen the rest of the cards yet. The Outside Force coming in. Another card talking about relief. This is very interesting. The Five of Wands reversed. Hopes or fears. The Four of Swords reversed. And the outcome. The Knight of Swords. Okay, well, we have a happy ending here then, basically. So yeah, as I said, there are a lot of indicators here for relief, basically, and improvement. So right off the bat, that's something that's really jumping out here. But to take it one card at a time, you start off with the Nine of Swords reversed, and this is talking about your current outside influences right at the beginning of the month. And when this card is reversed, it's the return of sanity, clearer thinking, no more worry, anxiety overcome, coming to your senses, and things like that. So, and I absolutely love how this is coming right off of the Moon card reversed for the past and issues you've had to deal with, because the implication is quite strong that you have been dealing with anxiety and illusions and paranoia, fear, uncertainty, all that kind of stuff. And now in the present, your sanity is returning. It's just, I love how these cards always make so much sense. Basically, it's very interesting. So for the challenge card, or what may help or hinder you, you have the Five of Pentacles reversed. So again, we're talking about improving times, recovery, especially the recovery from like a financial loss. But this is interesting because it's coming up as the challenge card. So the implication is actually that the recovery itself is the challenge. But it looks like you are indeed getting it, but it's like, the theme of the month. It's the thing that you're reaching for, the recovery, the feeling better. You are getting it, but will you go all the way? That is the question. So let's see what else we have here. The underlying energy is the Lovers reversed. So this is talking about the foundation of your situation. And when we have the Lovers reversed, well, this could be the energy of indecisiveness. That sort of uncertainty, perhaps even tying in like with the Moon here and whatnot, but uncertainty, perhaps an over-fixation on details, perhaps people around you that you find unscrupulous or like immoral, basically. Disorder in your schedules and appointments and day-to-day activities, things like that. I guess getting kind of chaotic, rather than having all of your appointments and whatever you have going on in order, instead having that kind of distorted and confusion in that area. That's like the underlying energy. So it looks like indeed this is like the beginning of a recovery, more or less. It looks like, and it's kind of going on throughout the month. But so to move forward here, though, for the past and issues you've had to deal with, the Moon reversed. So let's try to flesh this out properly. The Moon reversed is usually on its own going to talk about the end of fantasy and false belief and seeing clearer, seeing more clearly, seeing things as they are. But when we have the Nine of Swords reversed coming up, this idea of sanity returning in the present, what this might be saying, basically, is, well, I guess two things, two main possibilities, and both of them could be equally the case. One is that it's actually, in this situation, going to be more the upright meanings of the Moon card. Talking about the illusion, the fear, the anxiety, the paranoia, the suspicion, the vampirism, the deception, and now you're recovering from that in the present because things have been made clear. This was the illusion, now things have been made clear. But if we look at the reverse meanings and we say, well, the challenge was the end of fantasy and false belief. You had issues trying to end fantasy and false belief. You had issues trying to see things clearly, see things as they are, and trying to end the deception. It was a struggle for you to see clearly, but now in the present, your sanity is returning and you are seeing more clearly. Or, I guess, well, here's the third possibility. It could even be that in the recent or not so recent past, you have seen more clearly indeed. But that in and of itself has been like a difficult process, maybe even a painful process. But now in the present, you're kind of coming to your senses. It's the return of your sanity, and now it's like more of a good thing that you've seen the truth. You've kind of gone through that process more or less. So very similar energy regardless, but I just want to give the possible different interpretations just to give you an idea of what might be going on here energetically. But it's all, again, tying in with, the end of fantasy and false belief, the return of sanity, seeing more clearly now, that sort of thing. What you hope to achieve is the Two of Pentacles reversed. So, this is interesting. Because when the Two of Pentacles is reversed, typically it's going to talk about a new beginning that didn't really work out well. Too many ups and downs, things being too crazy. However, it's in your hope to achieve position, so it's like you're saying that you want to overcome maybe these ups and downs that we kind of alluded to earlier, and maybe a sense of indecisiveness. Maybe even some possible relationship issues, with this being a 2, and even this being the Lovers down here. Overcome some relationship issues, overcome whatever you have to overcome in order to formulate a new beginning. Now, this could be a new relationship, again, with it being a 2, but really it's like, with this being Pentacles, talking about everything that's the element of Earth, which is the physical realm, money and finance primarily, like a new job, a new business venture, a new investment, things of that nature, balancing things perhaps, perhaps even investment in 2 areas or something like that. You're wanting to overcome whatever's blocking you from the new beginning that you have your sights set on. And another thing that kind of goes along with that I don't want to forget to mention, like with this reflecting the Lovers card down here, with this card being reversed, it's kind of advising you to, if you have been indecisive, that this might be the time to make that decision, to be decisive, to really try to come to a decision. And this might also be a time to be more sociable, to be more communicative, with this card being ruled by Gemini, which is associated with communication. Perhaps even to be more detail oriented, that's another possibility, and to almost look at things in an optimistic sense, or make the well, again, coming back to the decisions and choices, like be willing to make the hard choices perhaps. Like if you have to let go of a connection from the past, then be willing to do that if it's for the best. Be willing to make that decision. And again, here, even with the two reversed, the Two of Pentacles reversed, the implication could even be that, hey, what you want to achieve is the ending of, or the letting go of, a connection with another person, to me and you. The ending of that connection, if that is for the best. Now, with all of that said, it's interesting that for the near future you have the Page of Cups, which can indicate a new beginning. This could be in the area of love, it could be in the area of creativity. This can talk about your dreams, your goals, your ideals. This can talk about, I would say again, like with the communication, the idea of communication. This could even be like a messenger, synchronicity. It's the Page of Cups, and cups are water, and so that's going to talk about your emotions. So all things emotional, some emotional new beginning. This card is associated like with a new romantic relationship a lot of times, and also definitely creativity is very high up on the list of probabilities as well. So early in the month, expect that sort of energy, possibly a new relationship and or a new creative beginning, basically. And it's interesting how the background here is actually this kind of very bland gray color. It's almost implying that a new creative beginning, it's almost implying that you have to have a blank canvas for a new creative beginning. So maybe that's what some of this stuff is, like letting go of the stuff from the past, the return of sanity and clearer thinking, that clear blank canvas, and now the creative new beginning can happen. It can flow as it should. For your attitude or position in the situation, about halfway through the month, you have the Three of Pentacles reversed. So again, this could have you feeling bored with work, like your work life is monotonous or dull. This could be a sort of disinterest in things that are artistic or interesting, or that are normally interesting, I guess I should say. This could even be like feeling, I guess, kind of sick of your job, or things of that nature. With it being a 3 reversed, 3 is talking about communication, so again we have that. This could be that you're not feeling very communicative, or you're having communication issues with someone. This could be like a deal that doesn't go well, a collaboration that doesn't go well, a lack of cooperation either on your part and or someone else's part. That sort of thing, like issues surrounding communication and working with other people and things like that. So that's a little unfortunate, but I see some improvements coming up here. For the outside force coming in, you have the Five of Wands reversed. So again, we have the theme of relief and things improving after a difficult time. Because the Five of Wands reversed, what is it? Well, it's generally the dissolution of conflict, the cessation of upheaval, the return of cooperation. So maybe, halfway through the month there are issues around that, but something is kind of coming to assist with that, to help things work out, basically. This is like the avoidance of conflict, and people kind of doing what they need to do, kind of putting aside their differences so that they can work together, basically. And a greater sense of harmony, maybe not like 100% harmony, but a greater sense of it. People are able to work together. But again, remember, this is the outside force coming in, so this is more like stuff outside of you, particularly later in the month, that is encouraging this sort of cooperation and harmony. So, even though you might not be feeling very cooperative or having issues with communication or something like that, some kind of dissolving, or what's the word I'm looking for, like a peace inspiring force for lack of a better way of describing it, is on the way, basically. For your hopes or fears, you have the Four of Swords reversed. So this card is talking about the avoidance of withdrawal, and it can be the need to rest and or the inability to rest. It can be a lack of composure or loss of composure. It could be crudeness. It could be blocked expression. It could be disorder, especially like around the home. It could be like subjectivity and superficiality, not seeing clearly, not thinking clearly. So again, that kind of goes back to what we were going over earlier somewhat, but it's like you might be afraid, especially if there's a certain choice or decision that you need to make, that you're not seeing it clearly. That could be a fear that you have, a concern that you have. You may be afraid that you're still caught in the illusions of the past, that you're still mixed up in all of that madness. But on the hope side of things, well, you could be hoping that you do get some time to rest, and that you do get some time to study and research the situation if that's necessary. That you get some kind of insight, hoping for a time of withdrawal, a time of recuperation and refreshment, and getting to see clearly, getting to understand what's going on more clearly. And this card, when it's upright, it can talk about, in a more like extroverted sense, decisive action. It's not entirely about, I guess, taking a break or rest from things, though that's most often what it's about. But sometimes it can talk about decisive action. So again, you might be afraid of taking decisive action, especially with like what we saw back here. But you might also be hoping that you'll be able to see clearly enough to know what decisive action to take. And again, it looks like, again, we're having these multiple indicators here of relief coming in, and in other cases like sanity and clearer thinking coming in. So I think that you're going to get that, especially when we come to the outcome card here, which is the Knight of Swords. So, well, first of all, the Knight of Swords, this could refer to an adult male air sign that comes into your life or is already in your life and maybe shows up around the end of the month. But it's also talking about brilliance, genius, scientific skill, reasoning, perceptiveness, being objective and aware, being insightful, seeing clearly, using the left brain to cut through illusions and see the truth. And this is the outcome of the month. So, I mean, it's fairly clear what's happening here. It looks like the high probability is that you are going to see clearly by the end of the month. You are going to see the truth, and you are going to be able to use logic and reasoning to cut through any illusions or lies that have tried to hide the truth from you and obscure reality and try to confuse you, as we saw back here. You're going to be in this state of perceiving clearly and being ready to do what you need to do. So Are you going to have what it takes to take that decisive action? It looks like by the end of the month, yes, you indeed are. Yes, indeed, you are, with the Knight of Swords here. So that's a very good outcome to have, basically. I would say you always want to use the power of critical thinking that the Knight of Swords and similar cards talk about to perceive the truth. And I think I just said this in my last video for Virgo because it was appropriate for their spread as well. That, you know, scientists do that every day, detectives do that every day. They use things like deductive reasoning and just logic and all of that in general to cut through the lies and to discern the truth of a situation, so that then through that understanding comes power, and then you know exactly what you need to do and you're able to make any difficult decisions, or maybe not so difficult decisions once you have the understanding that you need to make. So there you go, Libra. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great month indeed. This has been a tarot forecast for the sign of Libra for the month of May 2017 from Poetic Heretic. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.